My name is Naka Camacho, and this is my lifespan video project for my ED 201 course at the University of Guam. The purpose of this video is to explore Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development through the lens of my own life experiences. Erikson's theory outlines 8 stages of development, each characterized by a central conflict that shapes our psychological growth. As we move through these stages, the outcome of each conflict influences how we see ourselves and how we interact with the world. The 8 stages are trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame and doubt, initiative versus guilt, industry versus inferiority, identity versus role confusion, intimacy versus isolation, generativity versus stagnation, and ego with integrity versus despair. On October 10th, 2003, at exactly 3:07 a.m., I came into this world, a 7-pound, 20-inch baby boy. I was my parents' first child, and with that came both great excitement and, no doubt, a lot of responsibility. Eventually, I became the older brother to 3 younger brothers, JT, Tano, and Kapua. Being the eldest shaped a lot of who I became, but in those earliest moments of my life, I was simply a newborn dependent on the care and love of those around me. This stage of life, according to Erikson, is called trust versus mistrust. Infants rely completely on caregivers for food, comfort, and love. When these needs are consistently met, we develop a basic sense of trust that the world is safe and that people are reliable. I was told that I didn't like crawling on the ground, apparently. I wanted to be held more than anything else. Luckily for me, I had a strong support system that ensured I always felt secure and cared for. My mom and dad made sure I was loved, which helped lay the foundation for my ability to trust others as I grew. As I began walking, talking, and asserting myself more, I entered Erikson's second stage, autonomy versus shame and doubt. This is when toddlers start to explore the world, make simple choices, and try to do things on their own, like dressing themselves, choosing their snacks, or using the potty. This stage is all about developing a sense of independence. If caregivers allow children to explore and make mistakes, they gain confidence. But if they are overly critical or controlling, children may grow up feeling shame or doubt in their abilities. I've been told that I had a strong will as a toddler. I was curious, adventurous, and had a love for animals. I also loved pretending and showing off my independence, whether it was putting on a cowboy hat and riding a horse or insisting on taking pictures. My favorite toys were race cars, and I loved creating my own little world with them. These small moments helped me build confidence in my choices and actions. Next came initiative versus guilt, the stage where children start initiating activities and engaging with others socially. Imagination and play are powerful tools during this period, helping kids discover what they're capable of. One of the clearest memories from this time is the excitement of starting school. There's a picture of me eating a bag of chips after my first day of school. I was thrilled to meet other kids and jump into a world of learning. But this stage isn't just about fun, it's also about learning limits. When kids are constantly discouraged or told no, they might start to feel guilty for wanting to explore or ask questions. I was especially curious. My mom recalled a time I questioned the logic of Santa Claus, wondering how he could exist without chimneys on Guam. Even at that age, I was already thinking critically and challenging what I was told. From age 5 to 12, we enter the industry versus inferiority stage. This is when children become more aware of how they compare to others in academic, athletic, and social settings. Success leads to a sense of confidence, while failure or lack of encouragement can result in feelings of inferiority. During these years, I enjoyed learning and being active in class. I started to understand the joy of setting goals and achieving them, whether it was improving in a subject or making new friends. Of course, there were moments of self-doubt. No child avoids that entirely, but my family and teachers helped me to learn from my mistakes without letting them define me. Modesty also develops during this stage, and I began realizing that not everything had to be a competition. Sometimes effort and teamwork mattered more than winning. Adolescence brings one of the most complex stages, identity versus role confusion. Teenagers begin asking deeper questions. Who am I? What do I believe in? What kind of person do I want to become? From age 12 to 18, I began to explore different sides of myself. I got involved in cultural dance and student council, both of which helped me connect more deeply with my roots and develop leadership skills. Through these activities, I discovered how important culture, community, and service are to my identity. I also began developing my own values. This period coincided with Piaget's formal operational stage, when abstract thinking takes root. I started to reflect on moral and ethical questions, current events, and how I wanted to contribute to society. It was also a time of learning how to navigate relationships, recognize emotional boundaries, and figure out who I truly wanted to be. Currently, I am 21 years old, which means I'm early in the stage of intimacy versus isolation. Erikson says that this stage focuses on building close, committed relationships, romantic or otherwise, and learning to share ourselves deeply with others. In this time of my life, I am learning how to maintain and nurture meaningful relationships. I try my best to stay connected with close friends and family, even when life gets busy. This isn't always easy, but I've come to value quality over quantity in my social circle. Avoiding connection during this stage can lead to isolation, loneliness, and fear of intimacy. That's why I'm intentional about staying in touch with those who matter and building healthy relationships that are rooted in mutual trust and respect. As I continue through this stage, I hope to lay a solid emotional foundation for the life ahead, whether it's through romantic partnerships, lifelong friendships, or community engagement. Intimacy in its many forms plays a vital role in emotional well-being. The final two stages of Erikson's theory are still ahead of me: generativity versus stagnation. This stage is about giving back, whether through parenting, mentoring, career achievements, or community involvement. It's about feeling productive and purposeful. And the other one, ego integrity versus despair. In this stage, people reflect on their lives. If they feel fulfilled and proud of their journey, they experience integrity. If not, they may face regret and despair. Although these stages are far ahead, I know the choices I make now will shape how I experience them later. My goal is to continue building a meaningful life filled with growth, connection, and contribution. Thank you for watching my lifespan video. I hope this reflection on Erikson's stages through my life so far has helped paint a picture not just of my journey, but also of how we all grow, change, and evolve across time. Thank you very much.